in the other video, okay? All right, so next what we're going to do is, now that we have the speed of the pull down and we know how to pull on the bar, is we are going to set your baseline. And if you look, you'll notice in paragraph 8, it talks about setting the red ring to a point where you feel the comfortable strain that you can repeat 30, 40, 50 times. Now, the red ring is this thing right here, and you'll notice that on the outside of this clear tube is a clear band with a red ring in it, and that red ring is movable. Do you notice that, Gary? Okay, very good. And so we're going to be setting this baseline next and having you start to develop a comfortable baseline. And so a couple of things about setting your baseline today. Your baseline today is going to be your first attempt at it, and because we did say it's going to take you a little while to get to that level where you feel a comfortable amount of strain, you're going to be probably having a different baseline on subsequent days. But you will also have different baselines because of this simple principle. Have you ever noticed, Gary, how on some days you have more energy and on other days you have less energy?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, or even at certain times of the day, right?
With this tester, I've noticed that.
Yeah, exactly. And all that reflects is our overall energy level. And so the beauty of this type of testing system is because we aren't testing maximum strength, which doesn't work for muscle testing anyway, but that's another story for another day. But the beauty is that wherever your energy level happens to be for that day, that's where your baseline gets set. And it will naturally vary on different days because our energy level varies, okay? So two things again about it. First is you're going to be zeroing in on your comfortable strain. And the second is our energy level varies from day to day anyway. So don't get tied to your baseline being at a certain mark every time. In fact, expect it to be different. Now, when we're testing, a lot of times we're testing variations from wherever that baseline happens to be on that day. And so it's the variation or the difference from baseline. Like on this product I tested plus 15, and on this other product I tested minus 5 from my baseline, and this product I tested plus 10 from my baseline. That's what's important, okay? All right. So what do we want to talk about next? So we got that. Oh, yes, setting a comfortable baseline. And so what I want all of us to do right now is we have a good idea of the speed of the pull, and we now know how to pull on the bar. The next thing that we're going to do is to develop a comfortable baseline. And so what I want you to do, Gary, and all of you, is I want you one time only to, using the same speed of the pull that you were doing earlier, making sure you have good, proper technique as you're doing this, starting from the resting position. Let's push it straight out in front of us, hyperextending and locking. And one time only, I want you to pull to, a comfortable amount of strain, roughly about 60% of your strength. And don't even concern yourself because this is just an estimate, and it's for one time only. So let's go ahead until we feel a comfortable amount of strain, and then come to a stop and release. And next, let's go ahead and move that red ring over to that mark that we went to. And so using the red tester at this point for yourself, Gary, what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and do that and move the marker to that spot, okay? Okay, very good. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull on this a couple more times using the same speed of the pull that we were doing before. And just check in with yourself and say, and remember, between each and every pull, come back to the navel, which I forgot to do there, if any of you guys were sharp enough to catch it. And again, we're going to just see if that feels comfortable. At the same time, can we feel a strain, okay? And so maybe you want to move it up a little bit from there, or maybe you want to move it down. But just take a couple of more good pulls on it and see if that feels comfortable for you, okay? Okay, excellent, great. And so the next thing that we're going to practice is what is known as your break point. And your break point quite simply means this, is that you don't slow down as you come to the end of your pull. So the break point means that we have a nice smooth pole, and we don't, because people have a tendency as they come to the end of the pole to reduce their speed, usually about 20 or 30%. And although there will be a little bit of slowdown at the end of the pole, let's not have it be any more than 5%, because the proper action when using this test equipment is smooth pull, abrupt stop, and immediate release. So let's go ahead and practice that one time now. Go ahead and get into position, taking your time with your technique. Smooth pull, abrupt stop, immediate release. Okay? All right, and we're going to practice that 3 more times, Gary. So again, starting at the resting position against the navel, proper technique, smooth pull, abrupt stop, immediate release. Back to the resting position. Whenever we do multiple pulls, we momentarily come back to the resting position. Okay. Very good. And in our next session, what we're going to be focusing on is helping you develop your unique feel. And for each person, this is different. And this is where, personally myself, I started really getting consistency with different students. The way I used to do it was I would try and have everybody do it the same way and look for the same things. But when we started recognizing that people had different physiology, they experienced things differently, they felt things in different muscles, what they felt in those muscles varied. And as soon as we started respecting people's individuality and then helping them tune into what was right for them, that's when we started getting consistency and accuracy across the board. And so that's what we're going to be covering in our next session. What I want you to do now, Gary, and all of you, is I want you to go through this video 2 times, and the last time that you go through the video, I want it to be just before our one-to-one coaching session. In other words, I want those muscles warmed up. I want you tuned in and locked in, and in that session, we're going to be teaching you how to develop your unique feel. And then from that, you're going to be practicing this process over the next 10 days. So do we have any questions at this point, Gary? Yes, that will be the Friday session that we have scheduled. Yeah. And so we'll just have you go through this YouTube one more time, okay? All right, very good. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for joining in on an organic training series at JSI Institute with the JET Technique for Kinesiology. Have a great day.